Hi guys, Jay Nice on the mic. So I wanted to talk with you guys about a picture my mom just sent me. So my mom sent me a picture of so she sent me a picture of Paris Fashion Week. So Paris Fashion Week, Stella McCartney debuted her spring collection or her fall collection. Yeah, I guess it would be the fall collection, right? Maybe it's the spring collection, but she debuted her new collection, and in her new collection, it was a lot of West African inspired styles and designs. And if any of you guys follow me on Instagram, which you should be following me on Instagram, but the link is below. You guys have already seen this because I posted about it on my Instagram. But my mom was so outraged when she saw this because she's like, that is the traditional, and I'll insert a picture somewhere in here, but this is the traditional attire of Cameroon. So you know, it just is this is just like another case of cultural appropriation. But I think what was insulting about this particular case is the fact that they had very few black models. So it's like, if you're gonna steal our culture and repackage it and then sell it for 800 euro, at the very least you should at least use models from which the culture that you're stealing from. So, you know, the particular design that my mom sent me is called the kaba, which is like, women wear it. It's kind of like a muumuu, you know, but it has like specific West African print. And my mom was just like so furious and so outraged. And I just was like, what infuriated me most was that what happens a lot of times with these larger brands is that these companies and these fashion brands, they steal from West African style, they steal African hair. You know, we saw this with the magazine that posted a white model with Bantu knots, and they renamed the hairstyle. And it's like, okay, Bantu knots originated centuries ago in Africa. So the fact that you are like, nobody's mad at cultural appropriation. What angers people is the fact that a lot of times these brands, when they're stealing from cultures, black cultures in particular, African cultures in particular, they're not citing the source from which they're stealing from. I always teach my students, and I'm sure you guys learned it, you can't plagiarize. If you are taking somebody else's words and not giving them credit for that, that is wrong, and that is plagiarism. So you're not allowed to do it in research. You're not allowed to write a book and plagiarize. You would be sued. You're sued for, you know, stealing people's words and pawning them off as your own. So there are many facets to this, like the fact that, you know, it's not really crediting the specific cultures from which these designs are stolen from. You know, Cameroon, Nigeria, Ghana, you know, these specific, you know, it's like, it's fine to be like, okay, this is the Cameroon line, this is the Ghana line, this is the, you know, and if she wanted to be cute, she could have named it like cities in Cameroon, like she could have named it, this is the Accra line, this is the, you know, so you're like, okay, so we know this is inspired from, but it's not, that's not what it is. And on top of that, not only are you stealing, repackaging it, you're reselling this for 800 euros. Do you know how much 800 euros are in dollars? That's a lot of money for something that I could go back to my country for and get for $20. I could get yards and yards of that fabric and make my own dress, and it would look like one of those. So it's the fact that a lot of times these companies, these brands, these large designers, they don't credit where they're getting this inspiration from, and that is where it becomes problematic. That's where it's wrong, in my opinion. And if you guys remember, I had a video on, can you really appropriate black culture? If you guys want to watch it, I'll link it above. But I think that's That's the problem. Is so well, there's many problems with this particular case. Is the fact that you're not even using models. The majority of the women that were modeling this collection were white, so you could have used models that came from these countries that you're basically stealing from and profiting from, and you're not even giving anything back to it. And you know, you guys might say, well, that's the nature of capitalism, but it's wrong. You know, wrong is wrong is wrong is wrong. So let me know what you guys think, and I'll leave some articles below so you guys can read more about it if you're interested in reading more about it, seeing more of the designs that were appropriated. But there has been a lot of backlash, which I'm happy about. It's not like people are silent about it. So I don't know what the end result is gonna be, but I'm glad that people are speaking up and speaking out and saying that this isn't right, and we're not gonna stand for you taking our culture, not crediting our culture that you're stealing from, not using models that look like the cultures from which you're stealing from, and then repackaging this for triple, quadruple the price that you would even be able to buy this from in the countries that you're stealing them from. So it's a lot of layers to this, but let me know what you guys think about this whole scenario. Do you think people are blowing this way out of proportion? Do you think that all's fair in the fashion business and anybody can take anyone's style, and you know, they say nothing new, there's nothing new under the sun? Or do you feel like this is just a blatant, one of the most blatant and recent forms of cultural appropriation? Leave your comments below. Hopefully you guys have subscribed. If you have not, don't forget to subscribe. And I will check you guys out next time.